Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. We are in the final hour of the trading day. I mention this each day, but the final hour of the trading day is very important to me. That is the time where I do the majority of my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades. And I say this because at the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they start making a lot of trades, they start taking positions, exiting positions, and I consider what they do at the end of the day, I consider them smart money. So in my opinion, following what the large financial institutions do at the end of the day in regards to making your buying and selling decisions is a long-term edge in my opinion. And so that's why I do that. And then also one of the benefits of being an end of day trader, this would be considered end of day trader, is that if you're not a day trader, you don't have to sit in front of the screen all day. You can go on and do other things with your life, right? Than other than sit in front of the computer screen all day. So thank you all for coming. It's nice to see everyone. I always appreciate you being here. I appreciate you spending your time here. And I hope that by spending your time here, it's improving your trading and or your investing. So currently, big day on the Dow anyway, up 534 points, up a whopping 1.68%, which is a big move on an index. NASDAQ is lagging, although it is up. It's up 70 points. It's up a little more than 0.5%. The S&P is up 39 points, up about 1.01%. So this is the plan for today. As always, first of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have some day trades today that I'm going to share with you as well and show you how I entered them and how I managed the trade. After that, we're going to go over to the board, and on the board, if you're one of my current students or one of my past students, you can let me know what your positions are, and I'll put them up on the board, and we can follow them and we can see how they are doing. So we'll go over that, and it looks like everything's pretty green over there, other than one that I'm looking at right at the moment. After that, we're going to talk about trader psychology, very important part of trading. In my opinion, it is the most important part of trading by far. And it basically comes down to managing your emotions, creating a plan, following the plan. Creating the plan is pretty easy. Following the plan, much, much harder. And that's why I like to talk about trader psychology on a regular basis. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First requirement is I need to have a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Number 2, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. So if I'm risking $100 to the downside based upon my support below me, I need to be able to make at least 200 or more to the upside to make the math work and to make it reasonable for me to go ahead and take the trade. And then lastly, take a few moments before you hit the buy button. Ask yourself, is it a clean trade? Do I really need this trade? How important is it? Do I have correlated positions? Am I accounting for volatility in the market in regards to my position size? How much account heat do I have? In other words, how much of my total capital do I have at risk? Even if you have long and shorts, your long can still go down and your shorts can still go up. So anytime you have a position, it is risk. So always keep these things in mind before you go ahead and hit that buy button. So I do have some end of day candidates. I'm going to go down through the end of day candidates. If I find something at the end of the day that fits all those criteria, I will go ahead and purchase it before the market closes. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please just ask me. I'm happy to answer, do my best to clarify anything I discussed today. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to look at today during the podcast, please let me know. I'm very happy to break them down, give you my opinion, at least my opinion on how I trade, right? You may have a different approach, but I will give you my opinion as far as the way that I look at things. And then lastly, if any of my current students, past students have any new positions for me today up on the board that you would like me to update, either additions or subtractions. If you could please wait till the end of the day. After the markets close, then we'll take as much time as we need to get those updated. Okay, so hang tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right. Well, let's see who is here today. First of all, we have Johan. Good to see you, Johan. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Thank you for coming. Lava74 is here. Nice to see you, Lava. Lava says hello, everybody. Kamal is here. Hey, Kamal. Good to see you, bud. Thank you for everything that you do, all your contributions to this channel and your scanner. I appreciate that. I know everyone else does. Morgs is here from South Africa. How you doing, Morgs? Hope you're having a good day. Morgs says hello. Samuel Johnson is here. Hi, Greg. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Johnson. Always a pleasure to have you here, sir. Dan is giving me the peace sign. I am giving it to you right back, Dan. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Frank is here. Hello, Frank. Thank you, as always, for everything you do for the channel. Your great, wonderful, fantastic poems. I look forward to them every day. I know everyone else does. Johnson says, looking to sell T-Doc puts, APR expiry. Well, let's take a look then at TDOC. I can understand selling the puts being this low. What's your strike price, Johnson, for your puts? I'm looking here. First thing that kind of stands out to my mind maybe would be like 140, somewhere in this range, maybe below the 100, maybe even a little bit lower here at the negative third ATR channel on the weekly. What are your thoughts on that? All right, well, let's get started. Adobe. All right, Quad, Johan, Mamal, and I bought Adobe yesterday at the close. Confluence of signals here, under 30, over 30, that's 1. Close under the 250, close over the 50, that's 2. So that's a confluence of signals. Oh, well, if you want to be technical about it, there's 3. Close under the negative third ATR channel, over the negative third ATR channel. So 3 confluences there. Does it mean it's always going to go up? No, it does not. But does it give you a better chance? I would definitely say so. I bought yesterday at 439.23. Currently it is 441.22. It's up $2.04, up 0.46%. I did set my 3 profit targets. I did hit one this morning right at the open at 445, so $4 higher. And that's why I like to set profit targets. So, I mean, if you set profit targets, you'll find that you get gaps in the morning, you'll hit profit targets, and a lot of times they'll reverse, just like this. So, you know, I like to take off a portion of my profits when the market makes them available. And that's what happened at the open there at 445.55. But it is up on the day. We're all up on the trade. And so that's good. My stop on this trade will be a close below the 250-day moving average. That is my end of day stop. Merck. Gary and I bought Merck way down here. Really scary place to buy, but in the context of the chart, that's why I bought it. We have a double bottom with the bullish divergence. We have this first low, which corresponds with these deep red MACD bars indicating a lot of strong downward momentum. We did rally. We rallied in some green MACD bars, but then we came lower. We made a lower low than this low, but you see how shallow these MACD bars are? These red MACD bars are. They're very shallow compared to this first bottom. That indicates from a MACD perspective that this second move down did not have the velocity as the first one. And people that trade double bottoms with bullish divergence would glean from that you're running out of selling pressure and that you will rally. Well, that's what happened. Even though I have a double bottom with the bullish divergence, I need to have some kind of trigger. This was my trigger. We went under 30, back over 30. Gary and I bought here about 72.08, and it rallied just wonderfully. Of course, took profits. I sold half on this day when we rejected the 50 RSI above us. Yesterday, hit 2 profit targets. Today, hit another profit target here at 74.72. For my trailing stop, I am just waiting for a close under the previous day's low. And we did get under the previous day's low, but of course I make all my decisions on the close. And so as it is right here, it's up 1.04% again today. I feel pretty confident it's going to hold over the previous day's low, but who knows? But if it did close below, I would go ahead and get out of the trade. But this has been a really good trade so far. I haven't measured this for a minute. Yeah, up 3.81% so far on this trade from entry to closing price. SPY, another nice SPY trade. This has been a really good month for SPY trades. I did buy yesterday at the close at 387.17. I sold at the open today at 389.59. So in at 387.17, out at 389.59. So I don't know, what is that, like $2.25, something like that? Not bad for the overnight SPY hold. Of course, I'll be buying this again today at the close. I'll hold it overnight. I'll take the overnight risk and I'll sell it first thing tomorrow morning. All right, Disney. I did have an intraday trade on Disney today. It was a short. Now, I get a lot of questions from people asking me if I short. And yes, I do short. Not as much as I go long. And they always say, well, where's a good place to go short? In my opinion, the best place to do any short trade is from a lower high situation. Here we came up, we made a higher high, we pulled back, we rallied, we did not make a higher high, we made a lower high, and then there was a V2. It was above the value zone. I don't like to short in the value zone unless it's like under 50 RSI. So see how we made the high? We came down, we rallied, we made a lower high, and then I shorted when the V2 triggered. Here's day one, or bar 1, 2, and 3. Bar 2 washes out bar 1. When bar 3 triggered the V2 to the downside, I shorted Disney at 197.75. The next bar was a big down move bar. I did cover half of my position at 196.86. Next bar went sideways. Next bar went lower. I decided to take off another 1/2 of what I had remaining at 196.57. And then we had one more bar that went down. On my day trades, more often than not, I just get out on strength or whatever direction that I wanted to go. And so I just covered here exactly at 196. And you can see that was the bottom. So I shorted at 197.75. I covered at 196.86. I covered at 196.57 and at 196 even. So good little short trade on there. Half the reason I took this trade, which I'm glad I did, obviously, but half the reason I took this trade was because this is a good teaching moment showing shorting from a lower high situation. This high is lower than this high, and then I had the trigger of the V2. Okay, Apple. I had 2 trades on Apple, if I remember correctly. It was earlier this morning. Yep. First trade was a losing trade. We rejected the 200-day moving average. We had a V1. Here's bar 1. Here's bar 2. Bar 2 washed out bar 1, closed above. So I had the V1 going for me. I also had the 200-day as support. I bought here at 119.95. The next bar went immediately against me. I had to get out at 119.67. So it was, one bar in, one bar out, but that's how you want to do it. If you're wrong, you want to be wrong quick. But I definitely was wrong on that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So that first trade, I actually got in at 119.18 and I got out at 119.81, sorry, and got out at 119.67. I did take another trade when it closed back above the 200. I thought I'd give it another shot. It closed above the 5 EMA. I got in at 119.95. 3 bars later, we had a big strong up move. I got out of half here at 120.43. And then when we had a close below the previous day's low, I got out at 120.04. So lost on the first one, made it up on the second one. So those are my day trades for the day. So positive, I'm glad for that. I'm very happy, that I day trade, because on down days, like I said, it sometimes can mitigate and kind of support your losses by making a little bit of money intraday on the intraday trades. But I've been doing it now for so long that I wouldn't say I rely on it, but I'm pretty patient with my day trades and look for pretty good setups, and it's worked out pretty well, I have to say. All right. Johnson said the Teladoc puts are 160. So 160 puts us about where? Right here. So, okay, those are, let me see how that lines up on a weekly. Lines up right at the second ATR channel. I don't know. I'd feel more comfortable going like 140s, but of course you're not going to get as much premium. Of course, you know that, but interesting. Let me know if you do that. Lova says GHVI, very close to a Steve Burns IPO 520. Its red bars from last week, market-wide a disaster, are less than 1 ATR tall, and there's a V1 in the ticker symbol. All right, well, let's take a look at that then. Oh, yeah, so I don't have enough data on here, Lova, unfortunately. I see what you mean, though. We haven't had that big of bars down when the market went down. Plenty of volume. What else did you say? And there's a V1 in the ticker symbol. There was a V1 back here at 305. I don't see one today. That V1 would have been a pretty good one there, though. But I don't have enough data on here for me to comment, because all I can see is the price at this moment. Frank has a poem for us. Let's see what Frank has to say. One sec. Let me paste this over here. Oh, come on now. Okay. We strive for victory, but learn from defeat. That's true. There's always a price to pay to avoid getting beat. But it's heat that fuels the desire to compete, and experience is what makes a trader compete. Wow. That's really good and really deep and really accurate. We strive for victory, but we learn from defeat. There's always a price to pay to avoid getting beat, but it's heat that fuels the desire to compete, and experience is what makes a trader complete. Wow. So true. You need experience, everybody. And you've heard my rant on this before, but I guess I'll just go ahead and say it again. The only way you're going to get good at trading is by staying in the game, doing it for a long time, getting experience. Whether you're learning to play the guitar or anything else, it takes practice and experience. If you're playing tennis or football, practice, experience. But if you blow up your account, if you position size too large, you don't adhere to your stop losses, you become destabilized psychologically, make bad decisions, you are going to blow up your account. And if you blow up your account, how in the world are you ever going to get experience? You'll never become a good trader. Does that make sense? So position size conservatively, look at each trade like it's just one trade of the next 1,000 trades. Don't let any one trade throw you off track, right? And if you stay in the game, if you keep your money and you stay in the game, you will get better and better as a trader. Thank you, Frank. Excellent. David is here. Good to see you, David. Hi, Greg and group. Lilia is here. Hello, Lilia, my friend. How are you? Good to see you. Lilia says, hi, Greg and everyone. And yes, I'm looking forward to our Skype call, Lilia, this coming Friday. And we'll catch up on everything. And thank you for coming. And hope the dogs are doing well. Mamal is here. Hello, Mamal. Nice to see you. Hope you are doing well. I see your eBay's down a little bit, but still profitable, which is the most important. Dan gives some hand claps. Frank says, thanks, Dan. Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, Steve. Always an honor, sir, to have you here. Always a privilege. I say that every day, but I say it with sincerity, and I'm sure everyone else feels the same way. Good to see you, buddy. And Steve says, hello, Gregorian traders. Dan says, Frank, I have an unfinished limerick from a college assignment decades ago. It taunts me. I bet you could finish it. Oh, well, there you go. DT, close to a 520 crossover with an ugly candle. Let me write that one down. And actually, let's just go ahead and take a look at it. What is DT? Oh, Dynatrace? Okay. The 5 is 50.26. The 20 is 50.35 on my chart, at least, Steve. So that one looks like it's under. Let me do a little math here. Thanks for that, Steve, and I'll put it down on the board. We can watch that one at the end of the day. Yavar is here. Good to see you, Yavar. Hope you're doing well. Steve, do you trade the strat method? Hi, Yavar. I do not trade the strat, but Rob has offered to teach me if I ask. It is a fascinating momentum trend strategy. I am looking to integrate some of its principles into my stream. Did you post something about that the other day, Steve, about the strat method? I saw something, and I was looking at the candles trying to figure it out. Interesting. Lova says the V1 in GHVI is right after the GH in the ticker symbol. I was being funny about that, but everything else I said was legitimate. Oh, gotcha. Lova, isn't GHVI a SPAC? That could be more risky than the standard IPO. All these acronyms. Gary is here. Good to see you, buddy. Hello, Greg and group. Hello, Gary. Nice to see you, sir. Appreciate you being here. Okay, well, let's head on up and take a look at your positions and see what's going on with those, shall we? Let's see. Okay. Gary has two positions that expire Friday on NIO. He sold puts. He sold one at 29. He sold one at 30. He got $119 for this one. He got $121 for that one. If the price stays above $29 and $30 by Friday, Gary will be able to keep all the premium that he received for selling these puts. Currently, it's $41.30. So he has a lot of protection. It would have to go down over 11 points in the next 2 days in order for Gary to get in trouble with this. So this one's looking good. Nice job, Gary. SSO, Steve took the 1030 EMA crossover on SSO. He took it at 97.68. We are currently at 98.72, up a nice and sweet 1.61%. Let's go over to here and You can see yesterday the pink crossed over the gray. That's the 10 crossing over the 30. That was the signal that Steve took, and it is working out nicely today. Way to go, Steve. BYD. All right. Tracy and Paxton have been in this trade for a while. They had an excellent entry back here in the value zone at 47.38. It has moved up nicely, had a little bit of a dip, had another leg up. They got out of half the position here when we had it over 70, under 70, and closed below the previous day's low. It took back off. Then last week during the sell-off, it went down. It was down yesterday, but it is up a nice 3.84% today. So nicely up on the day and nicely up on the trade. Frank has had this position for a while, bought at 135. It doubled. He sold 90% of his position and decided to keep a couple, 10% of his position. He sold 90% of his position, but he kept 10 as a runner. And luckily, because it came almost all the way back down, but luckily it was 10%, only 10% of the position, and not 90% where he sold up here. eBay, Mamal, and Timothy bought eBay back here with the rejection of the 200-day moving average. They bought it at 53.30. Good risk to reward ratio. Excellent. That might have gone under 30, over 30. Next day went down, but we wait till the end of the day. Closed above, sideways, had a big up day yesterday. Rejected the 50 SMA yesterday and tried again today. So that looks like there's some resistance there. It is down 1.37% on the day, but Mamal and Timothy are still up on the trade. Checkpoint Software, Kamal with a false breakout to the downside in the V1. Kamal bought at 110.80. Moved up like a champion the whole way. Up 0.25% today, but Kamal is up a healthy 3.21% on the trade. Lemonade. Oh man, I saw this earlier in the day. This was up like 6%. Kamal bought this here at 93.60. It's currently 93.96. So he is still up on the day and he's still up on the trade. But unfortunately, this was up like 6% earlier and then came back. But let's be positive. It's still up since where he bought it. Home Depot. Gary, our credit spread seller, sold the Home Depot credit spreads expiring April 6th. He sold the 220, 215s for $51 a contract. As long as it stays above $20, then Gary will be able to keep all the money, and that expires in April. We're at 267.67, so we have like 40. He has like $47 of protection. So very good, Gary. And then Frank bought Borg Warner at 47.12. I believe he sold half here. I think that's the day you sold half, Frank. And then went down yesterday, up. So you still have half. It's up a nice 2.27%. All right, so let me just check. All right, so Adobe went negative. Oh, I guess it's positive again. But I'm going to have to watch this stop very carefully. I better write this down. The 250 is my line in the sand at 438.99. It's 439.37. So as long as it stays above 438.99, I will keep. If not, and even if it closes a penny under, I will have to get out. So it'll be interesting to see how we close in the next half an hour. Merck's doing fine. One profit target today. I don't see any reason why I'm going to have to change course on that. S&P, S&P, of course, had the overnight trade, and I will be buying this today at the close, holding it overnight. Okay, so listen, before we start going down through the potential end of day trades. Let's talk a little bit about trader psychology. Let's talk about some trading words of wisdom, hopefully something that will help you. I try to talk about this every day, trading psychology in a different way. Hopefully one day it will resonate with you and you'll really kind of imbibe what I'm saying, and you'll have that aha moment. So there's a lot of great Twitter channels. There are a lot of great Facebook channels out there that spend a lot of time and energy, burn a lot of calories to provide good trading quotes, good things for us to think about. And this is from Larry Tantarelli on Twitter, Blue Chip Daily. He's at LMTN78, but just look him up under Larry Tantarelli. You'll find him. He has an excellent channel. He has some great analysis services, stock picking services, but Larry's a very famous trader, and I really like to read his posts. So let's see what Larry has to say today. Amateur poker players feel the need to play every hand, good or bad, have no discipline, and can't wait to put all their money at risk before they blow out. Pros sit back, play their best hands, pass on many, and know when and where to press. Markets work the exact same way. You know, I played poker for several hours every day for, 3 or 4 years. I used to live in Las Vegas. I'd go to the casinos, and, you would sit there and you would wait for tourists to come in that did exactly what Larry's talking about. Amateur poker players want action. They're action players, right? They want to get in. They want to have the action. They want to play every hand. They start with hands that are not good starting hands. They don't care. They don't care about the statistics of the hands. They just want actions. Well, that's fine if you're on vacation as a tourist in Las Vegas or at a home game. But if you're paying your bills with the money you make from poker, you have to sit back. You have to be very selective in the hands that you start with. It's called your starting hands. And, once they play them, they can lay them down if they're beat, and if they still think they're winning, they can press. And Larry's 100% correct. It's exactly the same way in trading. Be selective with your trades. Have a good risk to reward ratio. Position size based upon volatility. Get out quickly when you're wrong. When you're right, let it run and press it. So there's so many overlaps between poker and trading. And I was a poker player, so I really understand the similarities here. And, if any of you play poker, the person that's out there just playing every single hand, after a while they're going to lose their money. And if you just trade and trade and trade and trade and trade without an edge, the same is going to happen to you. So thank you, Larry. Appreciate that. Took me back to my poker days a little bit. That was kind of a fun blast from the past, but, sit back. Be patient, wait for a good clean trade before you start to trade, and position size, and get out quickly, right? So thank you, Larry. That was helpful for me. I hope it was helpful for everyone else. Yeah, that's what I thought, Steve, that you posted the strat infographic. Yep, that makes sense. When I read that, I was like, where have I heard that? Lubba says, I didn't realize that, Steve. Thank you for pointing that out. I'm still in early learning stages. Add vibe, Johan. So we had we had a 520 crossover yesterday, although I don't know if that backtest well. Yeah, it is up a little bit. Would I buy it here? I don't know. We have a MACD crossover, which is good. I mean, that's always good. It's always better than not having one. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly's right at the 1 ATR channel. I don't know. This doesn't stand out to me, to be honest with you, Johan. Mamal says, thank you for keeping an eye on eBay. My pleasure. Frank says, yes, that's correct. Steve says, I do have Cisco, SCCO 520 EMA crossover today. Copper stock. Southern Peru. Yeah, looks pretty decent. Does have a 520 crossover. Looks pretty good. Let's go over to the weekly. Weekly looks like it's above the 5 EMA, which is good. We're pretty close to the third ATR channel. We're getting pretty close to the halfway of the big down bar that happened on volume. So for me, I'm a little scared of that 50% of the big down bar on the weekly. But yes, it does have a nice 520 crossover, and it's starting right here in the value zone, which is good. Johan, CVS. Is anybody back tested CVS to see if that back tests well? I don't know if it does. I don't know, Kamal or Steve or someone, maybe they could check the results of the 520 crossover. Yes, it definitely has a 520 crossover. MACD is positive. So I don't know if either of you gentlemen have the time to check that. Maybe you could let us know. Steve says SPXL has a 530-day EMA crossover today. 3x 500. It's a 3 times leverage S&P 500. All right, that's too much for me. That's 3 times. So if the S&P moves 1, it would move 5. It would move 3. Excuse me. Ava, how are you doing, Ava? It's nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a bit. Thank you for coming back, saying hello. Hope you're doing well. Ava says Vox has a 520 EMA crossover, also like CC at 50 SMA in hot chemical sector. Yes, it does. But I don't know how that back test. I don't know if anybody could do a 520 back test on that. I'm not going to take anything with a 520 crossover unless I know that it back tests well. $50 SMA. Yep. It's a higher low V1. It's a higher low V2. Came into the value zone, down. Here's day 1, 2, and 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3, it looks like it's closing above day 1's close. MACD is positive. Let's look over on the weekly. A lot of resistance here with the 200-day moving average. You'd have to be pretty quick on your feet, I think, on that trade. Steve says CVS backtest with only 10% return over the long term, as the stock tends to go sideways most of the time. So Johan, keep that in mind, would you? Gary says CVS was highlighted on CNBC Power Lunch as today's best pick. Well, then I'm definitely not buying it. Right at halfway. See the big down bar we have? We're right at halfway again. That right there just scared me out of it. Steve says Vox backtests well, 200% return on the 520 versus 40% buy and hold. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you, Steve. Hope that helps, Ava. Looks pretty solid. I mean, we're right in the value zone. We're above 50 RSI. We're up 4.27% today. Only thing that concerns me, though, is that big down bar that we're right about half. We're over it now, so that could be good. Let's peek at the monthly. Monthly's up there a bit. and it's a V2 on the weekly also. Yeah, I think that definitely has some potential. And Ava has some really good trades. I know that for sure. So keep that all in mind. All right. So what's happening with the market here as we look at it? All right. The Dow is now up 475 points. The NASDAQ is struggling to stay green. It's at 17.14. And the S&P is up 27. So it's definitely down since the beginning of the show. That's for sure. All right. Let's take a look here. DT, Dynatrace, is what Steve pointed out to us earlier. 520 crossover, but right now it is not crossed over. It's 50.26 compared to 50.35. So it is, the crossover is not valid yet at this point. And as Steve said, there is a bearish bar. I consider this a bearish bar because we gapped up, we went up, and now we're lower than the open. We could trigger a V1 to the downside. Costco did go under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, but I don't like how far it had to go from the lows to get over 30. That is a big move already from the low up there. That's already a 6% move to just get over 30. And we're at a 37.52. We're having problems at the 10-day EMA. So this is an under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, but it looks chasey to me. Intel, I'm a little interested in Intel, but only from a short position. We had a false breakout from this previous high. See the highs over here? We went up above it. There were no more buyers up there. It reversed back down. So this is a false breakout to the upside and a V1 to the downside. Now, do I want to short this? Probably not, because we're in the value zone. If this happened up here, then yes, it gives me some moves to the downside. But as it is right here, shorting in the value zone usually isn't a good idea. I would rather wait and short in the value zone if I lost the 50 RSI and I lost some major moving averages above me. So I think I'm going to pass on the Intel short. WAB, it is a higher low V2. Here is day 1. Here is day 2. Here is day 3. Day 2 washed out. Day 1's low. Triggered a V2 here, closing above day 1's close. Also rejected the 100-day moving average. Also rejected the -1 ATR channel. So pretty strong. A lot of confluences to signals there. That 50 SMA is right above, though. It's really close. Let's go over and take a look at the weekly. Okay, so now the weekly made it over the 200. That's what I was looking at. So now we have support from buyers on the 200 beneath us. It's not bad. 1.7 to 1.227 million shares traded. Looks like it also triggered a fractal and MACD went positive. Let me do some math on this one. That's definitely a possibility. Okay. So I'm going to put that one over in my favorite category. LMT has a higher low V2, although we did have a lower high. We did not wash out the low. It is up today, but I think I'm going to pass on that as well. NKTR is Nectar. Don't really see anything on Nectar. SINA, just sideways motion here. I don't see anything there that I like. AMT, American Tower, did go under 30, over 30, but again, we were very, very low. It took us, we were probably down in the low 20s. Now we're back to 30. I just feel like it's chasey at this moment. BAND, bandwidth, under 30, over 30. Resistance of the 50 and the -1 ATR channel above, so I think I'm going to pass there. UNG, bullish engulfing bar, and a V1. This is the ETF for natural gas. Kamal has declared this untradeable, so I kind of agree. VIX. Talking about this yesterday, we do have a double bottom with a bullish divergence. Here's the low with deep red. We rally into green. We come back. We make a lower low. This is a false breakout to the downside of this previous low with a double bottom and a bullish divergence. It's just not enough for me yet to take the trade, unfortunately. SSO. Don't really see anything there. Definitely don't see anything on DGX. ACN looks range bound to me. Caterpillar. No. And IONS. Nope. So I think the one that looked the best, Costco, was chasey. Intel I would consider a short, but I'm not going to because it's in the value zone. DT doesn't look like it's going to have the 520 crossover. $1.23 million shares traded. Let's go to the monthly. Okay. Weekly. You know, honestly, I really don't see anything here that interests me too much. The WAB is fine. But the 50 is right there. The move from here to here, we're about getting close to halfway of that. Yeah, I don't think DT, is it going to cross over? 50-25, 50-35. Yeah, honestly, I don't see anything that really gets me excited today about anything. Gold did hold the previous low, the gap up low yesterday. That is good. So gold's going up. So if I would have bought that gap and go, still be in the trade because today it did not close below the previous day's low. So I don't really see anything that I like, to be honest with you. Hey, Nigma, good to see you, bud. Short Exxon? I don't know. Let's look. Well, you know, we keep going up. MACD's pretty strong. This would be a really aggressive short here. There's no, you know, we're still over the 70 RSI. We have all that support below us. Wow, it has really gone up, but I'm sure a lot of shorts thought it was the top along the whole way. It's up 3% today. No, personally, I would not short that if it, I mean, you know, unless you're seeing something that I'm not seeing, but this just looks too strong. I'm sure the first dip is going to be bought. Well, I may have to get out of Adobe. Right now, we are 6 cents under the 250. So if that is the case, I am going to have to pull the trigger and just take that quick stop loss. Yeah, Adobe's making a low on the day. So I'm going to have to watch this one very carefully. This might be a quick in and out trade, but good risk to reward. Loss will be small, knock on wood, unless selling picks up here at the end of the day. You're holding Exxon? Is that what you guys are talking about, Morgs? You're holding Exxon? Yeah, looks like Adobe may be on the chopping block. Yeah, big move down on Adobe in the last 5 minutes, that's for sure. We had such a big day up yesterday on the NASDAQ, so it doesn't surprise me that we have a little down here. Dan says, shush, what's that sound? It's the like button asking to be smashed. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you have a second and you could hit the thumbs up button, I would really appreciate that. I really, really would. All right, so it looks like Adobe, unless something miraculous happens here in the next little while, is going to be on the chopping block. But it's a great, it's a great example of a good risk to reward ratio that started out great, luckily with the profit target, and giving back. But I mean, it definitely still could recover here a point, but we'll see. It looks like Apple's heading down as well. What's Facebook doing today? Down a little bit. Back down below that 50, huh? Come on. All right, we've got 5 minutes to go. Steve is long SCCO here at 75.47 on the 520 EMA crossover. All right. Good. Good luck with that one. It's happening in a really good place. Steve is also long the SPXL here at 80.45 with the 530 EMA crossover. SPXL. So again, this is 3 times what the S&P does. So please keep that in mind, okay? If the S&P moves 1%, this is going to move 3%. So if it moves up and you're in this, you're going to do really well. If it moves down, you're going to do 3 times as worse as you would just holding the regular S&P, right? So please keep that in mind. Be careful. And it definitely looks like Adobe is on the chopping block. What do I have? 3 minutes to go, but yeah, almost certainly now. NASDAQ just barely trying to stay positive. So again, here on Adobe, I'm looking for a close under the 250 of 238.99. It's 437.63. So unless we have a big bounce here at the end, I am going to have to go ahead and get out of Adobe. That's a shame. It was a really nice trade starting off earlier today. $438.99. So it's about $1.40 away. 1 minute to go. I'm going to have to make a decision here pretty quickly. All right. $438.99. All right, I'm gonna have to go and sell. And here as well. Okay, so I am out of Adobe with the close below the 250. I think that's it. Okay, the market is closed. And where did I buy today? So all I bought was the SPY. I bought the SPY at 389.58. Positive day, have to be grateful for that. All in all, gave back profit, but still green. That's what's important. All right, So I got in at 389.58 on the overnight SPY trade. I did get out of Adobe with the close under the 250 day. I kept Merck, that one's doing fine. And then SPY, that's my new entry. So if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could please go ahead, put it in the chat. I will get to that in 1 second and we'll get them all updated. But just to remind everybody, I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I teach a really good course. It's 15 hours, 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours. I take you through and I teach you my 5 trading strategies that I've used over the last 25 years. I teach you step by step so you know exactly how to trade them. Whether it's position sizing, emergency stop loss, end of day stop loss, profit targets, trailing stops, I teach you step by step. And I think the best way to learn is one-on-one. I really do. And that's why I provide these one-on-one lessons. So it's $1,750. I know it sounds like a lot, but I promise you it is worth it. I promise you it will be a good investment in yourself and in your trading. And I'm certain that when you're done, you will be a better trader and feel more comfortable in the market. So if you are interested, all you have to do is send me an email. The email's in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter and I'll reply and say, hey, thanks for saying hi. Let's set up a Skype call. I just want to get to know you better, learn more about your trading challenges, your trading goals, and then it's a good time for you to ask me questions about the course. All right. And then when we're done, think about it. And then if you decide you want to go ahead and schedule with me, just get back with me. And then secondly, just a reminder, I do have a new online course available up on udemy.com. It's the Deep Dip Buy Stock Trading Strategy. It's 9.5 hours, 15 PDF study guides. 26 videos. It's a really good course. I teach you step by step exactly how to trade the deep dip buy stock trading approach. And it's like, $12 or $15 on Udemy. So I promise you that's the best 12 or 15 bucks you'll ever spend. And the link to that's in the description. And then lastly, as Dan kindly asked, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button before you check on out of here. That would really be nice. All right. So let's see. I know Steve. Okay. Steve went long SCCO. And he went long at 75.47. Steve with the 520 EMA cross. Okay, we got that one, Steve. Steve is also long SPXL, which is the 3 times leverage S&P. And Steve bought this here at 80.45. Steve with the 530 EMA cross. Is that one right? Yeah. Okay. Kamal is out of Lemonade. It looks profitable though, barely, but profitable. And he's in shop. Uh-oh. Kamal has done very, very well with shop in the last while. So hope this one also goes well for you, Kamal. Johan is out of Adobe. That started off nice. And in SCCO. Okay. Gary sold 1/2 gold strike March 19 options. Okay. I think it's a decent time to take a look at that. So Gary sold gold 1/2 55 158 March 19th. So it has to stay above 158.50. Okay, Gary. Lamal is out of Adobe. Okay, good. Wish we would have made money on that one, but we took a very, very small loss. So, you know, that's good. It's good we went through the process. Kamal, Gary says, Kamal, I have been watching Shop all day. Was looking for an entry, maybe tomorrow. Good luck with that one. It's been good to you on past trades. Yes, it has. Kamal says, yeah, Gary, it's at the support level. Below 1070 would be a sell. So right below the -3rd ATR channel on my charts at least. All right. Kamal is back in shop. That's usually a good catalyst. Kamal says, Gary, I saw some block buy prints go through the day. Interesting. Interesting. All right, so I'm back to my two little positions here. Merck, which is doing fine, doing great actually, and overnight SPY trade, which we had a good one today. So not a lot of positions, which is fine with me. Just want to be calm and cautious and wait for best clean setups, right? David's an SCCO. I don't blame you. I think that looks good. Definitely the best, in my opinion, the best setup of the day. Gary says, what? Gary, I'm long gold options at $1.97. Sold half at $3.60 and holding the other half. All right. I'm just going to put bought gold calls. Strike price is what? Okay, I don't see a strike price. Dan says, hey Greg, have you already made the moving average Udemy? If not, I know a Gregorian in Florida that would be grateful if you include monthly 200-day SPY practice. Let me see if I understand that. Hey Greg, have you already made the moving average Udemy? Are you talking about the deep dip buy strategy, Dan? Or when you say moving averages, are you talking about like a moving average crossover course? If not, I know a Gregorian in Florida that would be grateful if you include monthly 200-day SPY practice. Dan, buddy, I'm not 100% sure I understand that post. But yes, I do have the deep dip buy strategy on Udemy, but I don't know if that's the one you're talking about. If not, I know a Gregorian in Florida that would be grateful if you include monthly 200-day SPY practice. Maybe elaborate on that one for me, Dan. For some reason, I'm not grasping that one. Kamal says, thanks, Greg. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Kamal. You as well. Mamal says, keep losses small. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate you being here, Mamal. And you're right, we have to keep those losses small. Gary says, thanks, Greg. Have a great day. Okay. So listen, if you have any other questions, any other input, anything I can help you with, please just go ahead, put it in there. No, 200-day moving average under and over. Yeah, that's the course that I have on Udemy, Dan. That is what that is about. That is deep dip buy. the course I have is the Deep Dip Buy course. And we, in that course, I mainly talk about rejections of the 200-day moving average, rejections of the 250, under 30, over 30. So yes, the course on Udemy has to do with the 200-day moving average for sure. Hopefully that answered your question. Hopefully, bud, but thank you for asking. I appreciate you being a Gregorian in Florida. Listen, I like to end the podcast every day with this. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is by Martin Kornfeld, and it's very simple. Let's go out and try to do something nice for somebody today. Just a smile, wave, hello, hold the door open for them. Just something nice. And if we could do that for an animal as well, that would be doubly as good. It's going to make the animal feel good. They're going to have a better day. It's going to make the other person feel good. They're going to have a better day. And that animal having a better day and the other people having a better day should make you have a better day as well, right? It just would be a good thing to do, and it would make this world a whole lot better place. Johan says, thanks, Greg, and everyone. Have a great day. Thank you, Johan. Good to see you, my friend. Have a good evening there in Hong Kong. Did we end up red on the NAS? Yes, we did. Down 4.99 points. Wow, it was up, 70 points before the podcast? Wow. Interesting. Well, like I mentioned, we had a big day up. We had a big day up yesterday. So, a little backfill does kind of make sense. Lova says, thank you. Have a great hike. Thank you, Lova. Appreciate that, my friend. Dan says, okay, I just haven't got there yet. Okay. And by the way, Dan, that link, if you want it, it's just in the description of this video, if you want to make it easy to get there. But I hope you like it. Let me know, would you? All right, let's see if anything interesting is happening after hours. Apple is up 7 cents. Merck's not doing anything. SPY is up 60 cents, so that's a good start to the overnight SPY trade. Ava, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Ava says, thanks, Greg. Have a wonderful evening. You as well, Ava. All right. Unless there's any other questions, I think that's about it. It looks warm outside, but it's cold. So I'm going to go out there, put all my jackets on, hike around like a mountain man. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming, everyone. I really do. It's nice to see everyone. Please have a good rest of your day. Go out, be good, be kind, be safe. Study some trading books, study your charts, think about your trading, think about what you did well today, think about what you could have improved upon, do a little debriefing of your trading. I promise you it will help. You'll pick up things. You'll pick up things that you did today that you might think, I shouldn't do that tomorrow. And maybe you won't do them tomorrow, and maybe it will help improve your trading. So thanks again, everyone. I have to run the U.S. legal disclaimer on the way out. So take care. Hopefully see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye now. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice. and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.